Hi guys, this is Anthony Carey from Function First in San Diego, California, and I'm coming to you for PT on the Net, and we're going to talk a little bit about the minimalist shoe and barefoot training and some of the recent trends, as well as some of the things that we might be able to do to make it a little bit better for us and our clients. Got my Vibrams right here, which I love, and there's lots of different shoes and variations coming out now. And one of the things that is interesting about the barefoot phenomenon is that we're actually not really going barefoot, are we? We're wearing shoes. And one of the benefits of something like a Vibram is that it allows our foot to move more freely. But one of the things that it's missing is the tactile stimulation that we get on our skin. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about today. The other thing that we're going to talk about is if your facility or most of your life is anything like mine, and you don't live in the outback or out somewhere in the jungle, basically, you're living on a surface just like this floor we're standing on right now. So if the primary function, or one of the primary functions of the foot is to adapt to its surface, and your surface is flat, then your foot's probably flattening a lot. So we have to rethink if we're spending our day, our entire day, with our minimalist shoe as our everyday shoe, if this is the only environment we are on. And if that's the case, maybe you can do a little bit of what we do here at Function First, where we create an artificial environment to stimulate the clients the way that we want the bottoms of their feet stimulated. So we've got a few little toys and tools that we use here. One of the things is these balance pods that are very common, and most distributors carry them. They have little raised bumps on them. Very much responsible for providing tactile stimulation because they're sharp, but not excessively sharp to the bottom of the feet to give you that stimulation. Also, you can see that they're dome-shaped. So that's going to cause some changes in the foot position, and as well as the little joints and the little bones in the foot that create some stimulation to the proprioceptors. So the tissue and the fascia is going to be moved differently than a very consistent and predictable environment like our floors. So we might have a client at the beginning of a session, before they really get going, to basically wake up their feet a little bit. In bare feet if they can tolerate it, if not we'll put them in stocking feet or socks. And we might have them just stand on the pods and kind of work the entire area of their foot, moving around inside and outside. And what you can see as I do this, not only am I getting different areas of the bottom of my foot stimulated, but I'm also changing the angle of my foot as I do that each time. So there's constantly a variety in how my foot is being addressed or pressed on top of these domes. And we can even take an exercise that we love to do, which is a calf stretch. And we could use something like one of these domes for our clients. So now if I elevate the front of my foot and I use the dome, not only am I getting that elevation, but I'm also getting the stimulation, the tactile stimulation from the raised plastic bumps or spikes that are on here. So I can take it and I can do a calf stretch, or I can take my calf and work it in multiple planes like this. I can even bias my foot on the shape of the dome. And now I'm putting myself I'm biased into pronation on my left foot, or I could bias my foot into supination on the left foot. And again, with that, I'm constantly getting this stimulation to the bottom of my foot. Right now, my rear foot is pushed into inversion as I do this, and I'm working back and forth from side to side. So along with the normal angle changes in the dorsiflexion, I can bias the rear foot, and I'm getting that tactile stimulation on the bottom. We can even take, if we're limited in what we have, little foot roll. Here's a calf roller from the trigger point. But just by creating motion and friction and stimulation to the bottom of the foot, that also excites the cutaneous receptors on the skin, and again kind of upregulates to the foot and gets the foot more prepared for what we're doing. But what we really love with what we've done here at Function First is we've created this rock garden. And with this rock garden, it's simply 2x4s and plywood, and we've taken some rocks from the beach, 3 different sets of sizes. We've got small, medium, and large. Each one serves a different purpose. Not that one's better than the other, it's just that they're different. So the smaller ones allow us to get more in between the joints of the foot, and because they're smaller and where their pressure point is applied. The medium ones, of course, are just a little bit in between, and the big ones, although they don't get in between the little joints of the foot, they create more overall distortion of the foot, therefore stimulating the proprioceptors within the joints, changing a little bit more of the tissue from the lengthening and shortening as the foot moves. So we, again, at the beginning of a session or at the end of a session, depending on what we're trying to do with our client, we will have them get on the rocks. And once they're on here in their bare feet, If there's a certain section that they like better, we might keep them here. If not, we'll have them kind of move through a variety of the rocks, stimulating the bottoms of the feet, with also a very naturally occurring element in the stone, which helps with the electrical grounding that we talk about in the article. But also notice the changes in the shape of the foot and the position of the foot as I walk across the rocks. Each time, there's variety and unpredictability in the surfaces that I'm walking on, and I'm creating something that we don't normally get in a gym surface. Using this kind of approach with your clients and taking them to a place where their feet can really get the full benefit of what we're doing or what we're trying to achieve with our minimalist shoe, take that extra step and go with bare feet and get rid of the shoes for a while. Still lots of value in training with them, and especially if we're loading the tissue through a lot of different movements and vectors while we're in the minimalist shoe. But you can also really take them off if your facility allows it, or encourage them to do it on their own outside of sessions and get the foot moving on variable surfaces. And then maybe we're going to get a little bit more from what we're really trying to get after when we're going minimalist with our shoe. I'm Anthony Carey with Function First in San Diego, www.functionfirst.com. Thank you for watching.